Welcome into Fogarty Arena here in Blaine, Minnesota. After a couple of days of snow and adverse weather conditions, high school hockey is back. We got a matchup out of the Northwest Suburban Conference, and to bring you between 20th ranked Centennial and the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Matt Dean welcoming into the booth alongside Nick Walsh, where we will see Nick Centennial playing for the first time in 16 days because of some cancellations. Spring Lake Park playing for the first time in the new year, and should be a big matchup. Big story for me, seeing how the layover period is going to affect both these teams coming in.
Yeah, and of course, you mentioned Centennial. They have had a layover. You talk about Spring Lake Park. They actually had a New Year's Eve game against Buffalo just a couple of days ago. So maybe a little more fresh. We'll see if that helps Spring Lake Park out at all tonight.
Yeah, hoping the Panthers will, that they can kind of sneak up on this Centennial team who playing really well despite a little bit of a deceptive 4-3-1 record. And a lot of it has been with that top line and their big-time goal scorer, Peyton Blair.
Yeah, Peyton Blair, he's got a lot of experience. Third year on the varsity, 50 points last year as a junior, and as you can see there, playing really well, scoring points in his last 8 games, including 7 games out of 8 with a goal.
Yeah, Blair and the entire top line for the Cougars right now riding 8-game point-scoring streaks. John Ross is going to be the most experienced guy on a relatively new-look SLP team this year.
Yeah, you take a look at John Ross. This is actually his 4th year on the varsity. So we talk about Blair with 3 years. He is the experience. He is the reasoning on his Spring Lake Park team. And you can see the 60 career points. This is a guy that tries to do some of it himself, but tries to spread it around and get everybody else some of those points as well.
Out of the Northwest Suburban Conference, a matchup between the Panthers and the Cougars. We've got it coming up next here from Fogarty Arena. Cougars behind a strong final 2 minutes, able to break our scoreless deadlock, add a second, and it is Centennial coming into the 2-goal lead after 17 minutes of action here at Fogarty Arena. Matt Dean alongside Nick Walsh here for North Metro TV, as we have got to the Cougars playing really well in that first period, Nick, although it took them a while before they found the breakthrough.
Yeah, you can see Lewick was really solid here early playing on. He had to make some really difficult saves. But finally, Centennial was able to light the lamp. Sam Meny with 1:36 to go in the first period. And then after another nice save, you can see an opportunity coming there for Spring Lake Park late. And then here comes Centennial again, lighting the lamp. That was Nick Carl's, an unassisted goal, sneaking through with just 26 seconds left to go in the first period. Centennial out in front after 2-0.
Nice little extra pats to the back for the freshman Carls, who still could have been a Bantam-eligible player this year, a freshman who got that second one, the first of his varsity career. Spring Lake Park trying to rebound and break out of a season-long 4-game losing skid, going back to a mid-December victory on the road at Owatonna. They're down 2 here at home to Centennial.
Don't forget, this is a power play to start. First minute 58 for Centennial on the man advantage here. Check that, I should say Spring Lake Park. First man advantage here, first of the day.
Roughing penalty against Klarner in the final 2 seconds. Oh, thrown on in front. Great opportunity there. Sitting on the doorstep as Blair will break it out now for Centennial. On the penalty kill, he had it sticked wide, passed it in front. Searles forced to save. Out of Brock Lewick, who was really strong, particularly in the opening 15 minutes of that opening period, where things kind of unraveled a little bit. About a minute left to go on this Spring Lake Park power play. A special teams unit for the Panthers struggling right now. 4 power play goals in 21 tries. They've been doing okay, 19%. Penalty kill for Centennial is at 81%. 29-36.
I'm not sure.
To start the season.
Not sure exactly what the call was here. I believe they called initially. They called an icing call, but since Centennial is down by a player, they can't have icing. That's kind of the benefit of being down a player, is they don't call icing on you. So I think the correction's been made. They're just going to face off from center ice.
Gets us back underway here. Opening minute now gone here into the second period. Nice stick in from Nelson. And it was a quick decision by Lewick to come out of his crease and play it for Spring Lake Park. As the Panthers try to set back up shop here in the power play with 30 seconds left to go. A man up and a crucial opportunity for a Panther team struggling to score this year. Escobedo will sauce it up ahead for Ramirez to chase. Once again, Lewick comes out to play it. Only 15 seconds left on the SLP power play. Worked in by Wackman. Kind of checked up as he entered the zone. Leaked back out to neutral ice. Larson tries to walk it back up the wall. Escobedo getting involved in there. Nelson back to the neutral zone. And that kills off the penalty for the Cougars. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play to start the evening. Good sweeping stick in from Frank.
Spring Lake Park had a couple of opportunities early in that power play, but as is the case sometimes, once that initial rush falls apart, it's very difficult against a team like Centennial, very quick team, to reset and get some good opportunities.
Glove down by LeMay, who fired a shot. Oh, return feed trickles through, and Centennial gets their third. I think it was Nelson who ended up just flipping it toward the direction of goal. Blake Carls, in fact, number 16, pushed it up against the net. It trickles through for a second time. Very similarly here for Centennial.
Yeah, as we watch on the replay, yeah, that actually, I believe it bounced off Nelson and then came back out and hit the back skate of Lewick and bounced back in. We'll see who eventually gets the credit for the goal, but the last player actually to make contact with it was Lewick.
Comes with 14:24 left to go, even strength goal. They give it to Nelson.
And we've got a tripping penalty coming up against Centennial, so it'll be LeMay going to the box for 2. So Spring Lake Park, their second opportunity here with just a couple of minutes gone here in the second period. So most of this period thus far will have been on the power play, but in the few seconds it hasn't been on the power play is when Centennial was able to pick up the goal.
Second try here for the Panthers with a man up as Larson wins the draw, getting it along to Teddy Wackman. They swing it around with that power play unit. Trying to stuff it in front was Drew Lindquist. Tripping the call against LeMay. As here in a shorthanded opportunity, really nice skating and almost thrown in front by Blair to set up a teammate who was crashing down in front. He was looking for Searles. Those two seemingly on the same wavelength. Blair 9, Searles 17. They're out in the power play, they're out in the PK, and they're playing a lot of minutes on even strength as well too, as that top scoring duo who had come in with 18 points apiece. Searles with a secondary assist on that first goal of the evening tonight, so he now leads the team with 19. Played out of there by Easton Cody, sophomore backup, getting his second start of the year tonight. Here comes Searles. He'll break back at the scorer's table, trying to kill off some time with a minute left to go on this Panther power play.
So far, this power play hasn't been able to set up at all for Spring Lake Park. Another really good penalty kill so far for Centennial.
Here's Lindquist walking it in himself, leaves it top of the circle looking for Larson. He's able to squirt it across. Lindquist throws it in front. Cody with the stretch save, made the initial stop with the paddle, sprawled out to close off that opposite side post, and then the goal came loose. So we'll stop here with 37 seconds left to go in the power play.
Yeah, Panthers finally getting a good opportunity here, and you can see point blank, and it was part of the save by Cody. Cody ended up knocking the net off. It wasn't intentional. He was just trying to close out, but probably the best opportunity that we've seen on the 2 power plays so far for the Panthers.
Lichter gets mashed down to the ice by Ramirez on a hard-fought face-off draw won by the Cougars as they'll try to break out here once again on the PK. Lichter tried to reach back around. It was stuffed in. Now Ian St. Martin fighting for it up against the wall with Ramirez. Ramirez, kind of that blue-collar guy on that top line, and no surprise to see him out there with the penalty kill unit. But a guy with some scoring touch as well, too. 6 goals. Klarner had been sent to the box earlier for roughing with a clean hit up against the boards that time
on one of the Panthers. Spring Lake Park not really able to get that power play going. Ramirez able to scoot it home, and the Centennial Cougars have their 4th of the night. A nifty move off to the side of the net by Drake Ramirez. Goal number 7 on the season for the senior.
And Ramirez has had a lot of really good opportunities so far tonight that have not resulted in any points, but here he walks in. Nice play, has a feed potential on the backside, but decides to walk in. Kind of switches to the backhand and goes to the forehand and puts it home. And we can see Centennial, they got some opportunities early, weren't able to get past Lewick, but as they got more comfortable in tonight's game, and again, maybe just a little bit of rust they were shaking off after that long lag, but picking it up here, and now 4-0.
They will give the assist to Brock Carls and Klarner. So Drake Ramirez, who has now recorded points in all 9 games for Centennial this year, him as well as Harper Searles on that top line have both extended their point scoring streaks to 9 in a row to start the season. And Ramirez has 7 on the year now. Really talented senior who's getting some looks to play junior hockey after his high school career wraps up. And once again, the Cougars, just the goals keep on coming after that spark, those final 2 minutes of the first.